I kind of want to talk for a little bit, and if you'll let me, I kind of want to discuss success in a vacuum. I was gonna say, but that doesn't make any sense. I just want to share with you guys, sort of my story, at least part of it. So today is what, Thursday? I think it's the 10th or 11th, and it's 2024. It's January. So we all got those New Year vibes going. And I can speak for myself when I say it's already been up and down. Maybe it's already been up and down for you too. Um, but I kind of had some thoughts and I wanted to share them. So indulge me. Um, each generation, the thoughts that I have are regarding generations and how the time that we grow up in plays a huge factor in our development as people, and influence us in our thinking. Um, I've also been doing some reading, and it's interesting to hear from other generations, in the reading that I've been doing. So, but specifically about this generation, I'm 29 years old, so whatever generation you want to lump me in, um, I guess millennial. Um, Maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of feel like our generation, one of the biggest influences in our thinking and our development has been this idea, and it's very American. It's very capitalistic. This idea of, we always have to strive to be better, um, but in a different way than, let's say, somewhere like China, where China, they put you in a category, in a group, and they say you, in this group, in this, you're it's kind of robotic, where it's kind of like, or I should say systemic, where it's kind of like, okay, you, these are your qualifications just based on blah 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 blah, and we've deemed you to be, best suited in this type of role, so you do your very best to succeed and be better than everybody in that type of role. And in America, we had more of an open sort of, like a viewpoint, I guess. Um, or our philosophy is not so much you're destined, or you're born to do something. It's more so like you can do anything, but whatever you do, you have to be the best at it. That's kind of the vibe. So I was kind of thinking about that, and I guess that's always been the case. But with our generation, I don't know. Maybe you can agree with me or disagree, I guess. But I don't think I'm wrong. We're in the age of like mental health, right? Where I think now more than ever, mental health is on everybody's mind, right? So, a key word is like burnout, right? So you got to think, if this philosophy of America, right, this sort of, it crosses generations. This idea of being the best at whatever you choose to do, um, has impacted our generation in a way where we have termed this new word, or this new two words, I guess, burnout, right? Where it's like, where you try so hard, um, and then you just eventually get so tired, you run out of gas. It's almost like a car that just won't start, and you keep on turning the ignition, and it just goes, but it doesn't turn on. And then, after a certain amount of time has passed, we start to get re-energized, and we start to try to make another run at it, um, and that's kind of how it's been for me for the past like 3 years. I've just been trying to accomplish something, but not really sure what it is. Chasing this idea of success, where I don't even know what success means, but I just know I want to achieve it. And I guess I just kind of had a realization, quote unquote, today. Um, that's not the mindset for me. I think if you're someone who's experiencing burnout, I think, it's tricky. It's a tricky thing to deal with. Um, I know I come from a Latino background. My mom and dad, they were immigrants. They came here to America and had me. So I know when I look at them and the way they raised me, it's nothing but hard work, right? But the payoff is not usually worth it. So then, the cliche comes to mind: work smarter, not harder. But then we have a philosophical sort of thought that runs through my head, and then I wonder, well, work smarter, not harder, but also, what is the key to happiness? And I think this is like a commonality in our generation. I think our generation is probably one of the most educated. Hence why everyone's bitching about college debt, rightfully so. And so it leaves our minds in this never-ending battle. And today I'm 29, but I'm gonna be 30, and I've just been trying so hard, but burning out and not realizing, or I'm sorry, but and realizing that I'm stuck in a pattern. So then the goal becomes, how do you break the pattern? How do you get off the proverbial hamster's wheel, where you're just running and running in place and not going anywhere? Um, and I think our generation suffers from this idea that we have to always be doing our best all the time. But really, yeah, ideally that'd be the case, right? Ideally, we'd all be doing the very best we can every single fucking day. I think I think there that's where you would have, I don't know, maybe that's where the happiness is, but until we get to that point, and to avoid suffering burnout, um I think it's just important to like pace ourselves, be easy with ourselves. Um and again, I'm an ambitious person, so it's hard for me to do that, because when I'm left to my own thoughts and my own devices, I don't I don't do that. I don't handle that well, because I'm not where I need to be yet, but I don't know where I need to be, and all I know is that I have this energy inside of me, and I need to do something with it. Fear also plays a role, um, but that might just be specific to me. Although, hey, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has to deal with this fear. Um, Fear of what? I don't know. Fear of myself, fear of like failure, I guess. We want to be perfect. As ambitious people, we want to be perfect. We don't want to make any mistakes. So that fear manifests itself underneath the surface of our minds, of our thoughts, and it influences us. Um, so it's important to know that we're all just trying our best, and no matter what happens, life is a wonderful thing. And I think, as Americans, it is our responsibility to try and make the most of our lives. Um, and we're all going to do that in different ways. Um, and we might think we're making the most of our lives, and then 10 years later we're like, we want to do something else, which is great, which is good. But I guess the secret to happiness is not the the liberation of struggle, right? I don't think it's not having any struggle at all. It's struggling with a purpose, I think. Anyways, I won't go on too much longer. I just kind of wanted to share that, for anyone who's like experiencing burnout, um, re-examine your habits and re-examine what you're doing. Um, Seek advice, preferably from professionals. Don't just like go and ask your mom and dad, because honestly, they probably won't be able to help you as much as you would want them to, especially when you're already an adult. Um, yeah. So I don't know, man. It's hard. You just gotta trust yourself. I guess for anyone who's experiencing burnout and who is ambitious, just trust yourself. Things might not be where they're quote unquote supposed to be yet, and you might feel kind of worthless, but just trust yourself. Trust that you're doing good. Continue to strive to improve, and just trust the process. As long as you don't kill yourself, um, every day is a new opportunity, and it's hard because some days you really struggle. You really struggle with life, um, but it's not that bad, and if you're having one of those days, just remember at least you're trying. So, peace.